Well, hey again, everyone. This is Bob from Hot Rock Central, and I've got a new issue here that turns out to be a problem. I've been noticing lately that that meter up there is attached to one of my arrays, a 9-panel array, and I've been noticing that power was feeding back into the panels from my other solar panels. And so that means that there's a faulty diode or a shorted diode in one of those panels in that array outside, and power is feeding back into those solar panels, which if it had some good diodes in it, that wouldn't happen. So I'm going to tell you how I took care of the problem, because this turned out to be a pretty gnarly issue that I couldn't deal with as far as fixing the diodes in the solar panels. Okay, so there's the array right there. There's 9 panels in that array, and they're 3S3P, which means that there's 3 in series and 3 in parallel, and they're all tied into the same wire. So I'm feeding that entire array on one set of number 10 wires. Now, here's the problem I ran into when I wanted to try to find out which diode was bad on this. First of all, this panel has three diodes in it, and they're not all together. There's one behind this one, there's one behind that one behind that one. So I took the cover off of this one here, and this thing was just a whole mass of silicon in there. And the diode is impossible to get out and replace it very easily. So I had a problem trying to figure out, first of all, trying to go through all these panels, all 9 panels, to figure out which diode was bad was going to be a major task. So I decided I wasn't going to deal with that. I was going to do something else. And I'll take you back in the shed and I'll show you how I fixed the problem. All right, so how I solved that was I just took one of my 4 junker Victron charge controllers, and believe me, these things aren't worth a crap, and I just busted off the electronics off the heatsink here, and I took a 100 amp diode that you see right there and mounted it on that Victron heatsink. So, and then I've got that diode tied into my breaker coming in off that array before it goes into my system. So that's how I took care of backfeeding the amps going back into that panel array. Now, being that I'm assuming I've got a shorted diode in one or more of those panels out there, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's any deficiency in the power output of those panels. And I can't really tell for sure, because at this time of the year I've got partial shading on that panel just about all day. But yesterday when I installed this up here, I was getting 20 amps coming in off that panel array. And at the most I should be able to get 27 out of it. So I think that the bad diodes in the array outside there aren't affecting the power output of the array itself. So anyways, when you run into a problem like this, this is one of the ways you can deal with it. So I hope that helped some of you out, and that's the end of the video, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.